bungalow, things that guru, yoga. I mean, many people, oddly enough, in the Western world don't realize that these words have come from Indian languages. But then there are the really surprising ones, words that don't actually look or sound Indian the way the British pronounce them, which are actually derived from, and then of course mispronounced, Indian words. So one that I particularly was struck by when I discovered it about 10, 15 years ago was shampoo. Because shampoo came from the British saying champo when they got their servants to wash their hair. So press and knead and rub your hair is champo. Everything was an imperative. And then I'm going for a champo became I'm going for a shampoo. And that's how shampoo came into being.
I believe a Bengali by the name of Sheikh Din Muhammad took it
and he actually set up an entire series of salons or spas where he offered the shampoo, exactly.
Right.
That Sheikh Din Muhammad from Bihar, actually, but Bihar was part of the Bengal presidency. That's
you
what
like
happened.
to take credit for everything.
You should. The other one was cash, which comes from Tamil. I mean, I had no idea that cash came from. I mean, I could guess that Mulligatawny soup was actually Mulligatawny, which simply means hot pepper water. And that's in Tamil. But that cash had come from a Tamil word was a discovery to me. So things like that. I think there are quite a few. Even Wikipedia has over 100 from various Indian languages. And if you go into a more serious sort of philolinguistic study, I'm sure you'll get several hundred.
Right. Catamaran is another one.
That's again from Tamil katta maram. In fact, katta is literally to cut and maram is wood.
Right.
So that's what a catamaran is from.
Yes.
And then, of course, if you want to look at kamarband, a very elegant English gentleman wearing something around his waist, it's actually kamarband, you see. Just as, by the way, this may surprise you, when you see pictures of these Mexican revolutionaries like Zapata with bandanas around their head, it comes from bandhana. Exactly.
Yeah. And
Bandhana.
bangles comes from Bangli in
Yes.
Yeah.
Bangles, I think you could guess, no?
Yeah.
Jungle, bangle,
But,
etc.
okay, do you know the word for a type of clothing which is inspired by the neighborhood of Bombay called Dongri?
No, I didn't know that. There is a neighborhood called Dongri. And that's the dungaree, I
The
suppose.
dungarees are from Dongri.
So there is an expression that is no longer really current in English for a big commotion, confusion racket called a dulali.
The Dulali.
And that comes from Devlali.
I believe
Not to mention the Jalpa, which is the Jodhpur, of course.
Yeah. Right. And indigo, the word indigo too comes from the Greek word for India or Indian. You've also written about Indianisms like native place.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of your other favorites?
Well, there's so many. Some of them they just slip into conversation quite routinely. My favorite for the longest time was prepone because I thought I'd invented it. But air dash is another Indianism. Then the newspaper reports about police tracking down criminals always refer to history sheeters. There is a criminal with a long record of crimes. It's called a history sheeter. Where that comes from is all Indian English. Then there's, of course, the expressions, of which the most famous one is please adjust. Kindly adjust, actually. Not please adjust, kindly adjust. That is when a fifth person sits on a bench meant for two and says, kindly adjust. Then there's also the classic, we are like this only. So you can come up with a few of those.
So after the US, India has the second highest number of English speakers. And with our birth rate, I think we're soon going to have